been my first season using a motor on a kayak. Like I've been at kayaking for about 12 years now or so. I'm using the Torqeedo Ultralight 1103, and man, it's been great. You know, it's been a real blessing, so to speak, in so many ways, of allowing me to fish more water, to get to more difficult runs that maybe I used to paddle now, or you know, they're not quite a uphill battle anymore. It's definitely allowed me to change the game of, I guess, power fishing for me. Like, I've always done it, but I do it a lot more often, and when I find the spot, you know, that I'm like fishing, so today is kind of like these isolated grass beds that are out here in the middle of the river. I no longer have to paddle, work the whole time to get to it, to make a few casts. Sometimes you're spent, you know, you're a little bit tired. I can move on and do it again. Find the next one, find the next isolated grass bed or a rock shelf that I want to fish, and hit easily 4 or 5 times as many of the A+ spots in quicker succession. Even when I'm finesse fishing, the motor comes in handy a lot for the type of fishing that I do, as far as boat position, allowing me to stay within the spot. You know, right now I'm on a current seam behind some grass. This will require a lot of work with the amount of water that we have here right now. It will require some work to stay put. You know, right now I'm just idling at 34 watts, and it's perfect placement. I can hit both sides of the seam and in the middle of this eddy. So it's been very enjoyable to have the motor, allow myself to, I think, do the things that I do well. I do them a little bit better now, and I've changed up my game to grow a little bit more in the fishing skills and other aspects of it. One of the benefits of using the Torqeedo on the kayak is when you're fishing downstream, like we are right now, we're fishing upstream, but we're coming from the downstream area. If I were to get snagged up here, it's hands-free as far as getting back up to the snag. You know, you can get above it if it's a rock pile or a grass bed or wood that you're stuck in, and you're not wrestling with nearly as much of the equipment as if you were paddling or pedaling, you know. So I think the motor also results in a lot less lure loss, to be honest. Good looking riprap all through here too. There it is. So we're wrapping up our trip here today on the Susquehanna. We've been out for 12 hours today, and we've covered roughly 16 miles. We used a single point access that we motored up from being downstream while we power fished up. We went across the river probably 3 or 4 times, and then we floated back down. Some we used power, and some we just floated and drifted. But there's no way I could have done this trip today with any human-powered vessel. The water's up, and as you can see, we're moving at a pretty good clip here. It would have taken me hours just to move ahead a mile, roughly. So, very thankful to be fishing with this Torqeedo and making the switch over to it, and looking forward to see what the future holds.